you guys how to play Honey off of Taylor's The Life of a Showgirl album on the guitar. Here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this tutorial today, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so you do need to know 7 different chord shapes to play through this song, and we're going to start with our D major, which looks like this and sounds like this. And by the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner series right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out right here. The next chord shape is our G major. After that, we have our A suspended 4. Next is our E minor 7. After that, we've got our only bar chord in this song, our F sharp minor. Then is our E minor. And the last chord shape you need to know is your A major. And those are the only 7 chords you need to know to play through this song. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really look over these chord shapes, get them memorized, and also practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it'll make learning the rest of the song so much easier for you. Specifically, if you can do the D to G to A sus4 to E minor 7, that's going to be the majority of the song, so you really want to make sure you're comfortable with those chord transitions. But once you are, we can go ahead and talk about the strumming that I would suggest for this song. Now, as I always say, if you are brand new to playing guitar, or you're a Swiftie who likes to play guitar and sing at the same time the way Taylor does, but you're currently struggling with that, the first thing I would suggest doing is to bring up the song and go ahead and go through the entire thing with just a single down strum on each chord change as you sing through the song. And you want to take this time to really get used to what word or what syllable you're on whenever those chords are changing. So here's a quick example of what that would look like. When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar. Alright, so that's just a really quick example, but you would essentially want to do that for the entire song and just really make sure you know where those chords are going to be changing. And this is actually something you do right now. If you check out my Patreon page, I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box if you're interested. Otherwise, we can go ahead and add to this to create more of a full strumming pattern that you can use for this song. Alright guys, so my suggestion for strumming today, as you can see, we're going to be counting this in a 16th note rhythm. So if you don't know what that means or how to count that, I would highly recommend checking out my beginner series right here on my channel, because we go over all of that in detail over there. But basically it's going to sound like this. We've got 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, up, E and 4 and a down, down, up, up, down, 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 up. Alright, I am going to go ahead and add a little vertical line here kind of in the middle, and what this is going to represent is sometimes we are going to be changing chords in the middle of this strumming pattern, okay? So for example, right at the beginning of the song, when we look at that first chorus that it starts with, we're going from our D chord to our G chord. So what we're going to do is play the first chord on the left half, so that's D, so that would be down, down. Then we're going to switch chords at that vertical line to our G major and finish out the right half of the pattern. Up, up, down, 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 up. Alright? So if you're looking at the guide that's on my Patreon page, you'll see these chords have this little dash mark next to them. That's just my way of showing you guys that we are going to be splitting the measure. Most of the song is going to be split measures, and then occasionally we'll have a full measure where we can ignore the chord change, okay? So taking a look at that chorus, we're going from our D to our G. And then our next line, we've got our A sus4, same thing. We're doing the first 2 down strums on the left half. Then you switch to your E minor 7 and finish it out. Alright, and if you can play that, that's going to be like 90% of the song already. So we've got D to G, A sus4 to E minor 7. To finish out the phrase, we're doing it again. We've got D to G, but this time we're going to stay on our A suspended 4 and play through the entire strumming pattern, okay? So we're going to ignore the little vertical line. Alright, so any of these chords that don't have a little dash mark, we're just playing the full strumming pattern. So let's go ahead and speed it up and connect these chords together so you can kind of hear how the song comes together. We're starting on our D major. We've got down, down to G, A sus4 to E minor 7, back to D and G. Then we have A sus4 for a full measure. Anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and the was telling me to back off cause the man had looked at me wrong. Alright, so like I said, that's going to be the majority of the song right there, how you play it on the guitar. So all you want to do is make sure that you can play it fast enough to match the original tempo. Now, if you're at this point in the tutorial and you're already feeling like you're confused and you're getting confused of which ones are down, which strums are up, and the rhythm's getting all lost, that just means that you need to work on some muscle memory. So what I would recommend doing is going to my Forever Faithful channel. I do have a Practice With Me strumming series over there, and I do cover this exact rhythm. So basically I take you through it slowly and we slowly speed it up together. So if you want to check that out, I will link that in the description as well. But basically, once you can get it at tempo and you remember which of those chords are split versus which are full, you could play through the song. So let's go ahead and try it at full tempo now. I'll count us in. We've got 1, 2, ready, go. When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and the was telling me to back off cause the man had looked at me wrong. If anyone called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom, white teeth, they were saying that skirt don't fit me, and I cried the whole way home. Alright, so that's an example of the chorus, and that's how you're going to play through all of those. Moving into that kind of like post-chorus section, this is where we're going to have our F sharp minor bar chord for the first time. But again, the strumming rhythm is going to be the same, okay? So we've got our F sharp minor for a full measure, down, down, up, down, 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 up, to E minor, full measure, back to F sharp minor, full measure. And then right here is something really fun you can do. So we're going to start with our A sus4, and you can see it has the dash, so we are going to be doing a split measure. So we're going to go A sus4 for the first 2 down strums. Then you're going to scoot your ring finger down to make it a regular A and finish it out, up, up, down. But you might notice on the guide here, I have the A is like a dash, which means it is a half measure, but it also has this little X symbol. And what this represents is, this is my way of telling you guys that we're going to kind of mute the strings, just stop them before the end of the strumming pattern. So what I want you to do is on beat 4, instead of finishing out the strumming pattern, we're just going to take the side of your hand that has your pick in it, kind of slap your strings to kind of make a muted sound. You're muting your strings, also having a little bit of percussion if you want to kind of tap like the wooden part of your guitar. So that's going to go from A sus4, down, down, switch to A, up, down, and then mute on 4. Okay? And that's when we're gonna say honey, okay? Right before we go into the verses. So let's go ahead and put that post-chorus together. We've got F sharp minor, full measure, E minor, full measure, F sharp minor. All right, and then we're going A sus4 to A, mute. But you touched my face, redefined all of those blues when you say honey. All right, so that's my suggestion on how to do the little post-chorus. That'll bring us into the verses, and the verses are going to be played exactly like the chorus, except the melody of the singing is going to be a little different, okay? So we've got D to G, A sus4, E minor 7, D, G, A sus4 for a full measure. Summertime spritz, pink skies, you can call me honey if you want, 'cause I'm the one you want to green kiss, all mine, different meaning, 'cause you know when honey I'm home, we could play house, we could bed down, pick me up, who's the house that I want to play. right there on the A sus4 at the end of the verse, you can see there's a little asterisk. That's again me just suggesting to you to do a single down strum. You could be my forever nightstand, and then you could do your same mute on 4, on beat 4 for honey. You could be my forever nightstand, honey. All right, so all of this is marked on the guide that's on my Patreon page. So again, if you want to check that out, I will link that in the description box. Otherwise, that's how you can play through the entire song. We've gone over all the parts. The bridge is gonna just basically be like the chorus, except we're gonna do all single strums for that. But otherwise, the strumming pattern is the only one you need to know to play through the entire song. All right guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really look over this strumming rhythm and kind of slowly work on building up that speed to get it at full tempo. Again, check out my Practice With Me strumming series if you need help with that. But once you have this rhythm under your belt, we can go ahead and put everything we've learned in this tutorial together to play through the song. 1, 2, ready, go. You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and I'm telling me to back off, cause a minute looked at me wrong. Wanna have fun jamming out to the rest of this song with me? Yeah! Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other Swiftie sing-along guitar tutorials. I've covered so many of her songs from all the different albums and eras, so if you're a Swiftie who loves to play her songs on the guitar, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will link it in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just as fun and easy to play. So I'll see you over there. Bye!